Well, hello everybody. I don't even know if anybody's going to be on, but I had a new feature I wanted to test out, and so here I am. And have a couple things to share for upcoming events inside DM Tales, or the DM Tales universe as it is. But I really wanted to try one thing, so we're going to try this really quick. Give me 1 second. Let's see if it works. There we go. Did it work? It did not work. Oh well. So what I was no, it did. Well, the pin is there, but it's not showing up. This makes me unhappy. So what I am trying to do is to pin a message inside my chat so that it shows up in the stream when I am streaming with OBS. And apparently there is a way to do this, but I am not using it correctly. So give me 1 second here. Try this again. This is riveting content, but it's just something fun to try for a Monday morning. It is my day off, and we'll see what works here. Let's go. Bring back there. Alrighty then. So we're going to dismiss this pinned message. Can I pin messages from inside OBS? That's what I want to know. Does not look like I can. So let's do it here again. We're going to pin this message again. Unpin the message. And then we're going to... All right. What is going on here? Message pinned. No update here. Huh. All right. Let's trash this. Yes, I want to delete chat highlight. We're going to dismiss the pinned message. Unpin the message. So much fun. I might have to delete the stream. It's so riveting. Let's see if it was because my browser was too small. So what I'm doing is I'm putting in a browser source that goes to Streamlabs OBS, which is linked to my chat. And nope, that's not working. Oh well, and it's supposed to display on my live chat when I pin it, but that is not working. So that makes me sad. Oh well, it was worth a try. Let's have some fun then. Let's go back to just having some fun. So, some upcoming things that I am doing. First off, I was just at the Philly Area Gaming Expo a couple weeks ago, and I picked up a wonderful zine from a company called... Let me get the actual name here. Well, it's 321 Action Games, but the press, is Ham and Egg. So I thought that was really nice. And this is a game that is designed by, I'm trying to get the name right, Gio Galazzo and John McGuire. I talked to John at the Gaming Expo, and he was selling a little zine game called 321 Action. This is kind of fun. It really is a neat little game. It's only... Let's see. It's about as much as big as you can get a saddle stitch book before it starts getting totally bogged down with itself. About 50 pages without the cover. And the way this game is designed is that it's supposed to be an action movie, which I thought was a really cool concept. And the way that the way that the game works is it's all D10 base and it's roll under. So you have your stats. There are 6 stats. They are not the stats that you get from Dungeons and Dragons, but you've got, let's see where you get down here. You have 6 stats determined at the beginning of the game when a player describes an action they want to take. The game runner assigns a roll. Yeah, so it's typical stuff. The physical and mental stats are action, brains, brawn, and charm. So those are the ones that you assign points to at the beginning of the game. And then you have 2 that are essentially your saving throws. It's cool and guts. And it's really kind of cool because if you fail a saving throw, you don't necessarily take a whole bunch of damage. It's that all your stats get lowered by 1 during the game because you're now hit by trauma or whatever. It's really kind of fun. Um, and then guts is how well you can handle physical stress. So that is the way that you're going to your stats go down by 1, and if you fail 4 gut checks, you die. So it's kind of cool, and it is roll under. So you have your number for your stats, and you roll a d10 and try to get under. The modifiers are so plus modifiers are bad, and negative modifiers are good, and it's really kind of cool. But one of the neatest things that I found in the game, as I look here, let's see if I can find it. I think it's on page 20. Yeah. So there's this little page here. You can see it. Fill in the plot hole in 2 sentences. So if you've ever watched any kind of action movie and there's some strange thing that needs to get done, inevitably some character in the movie is going to be able to do that thing. I have the skill that I learned to do. And so that's built into the 3-2-1 action rulebook. So if you're like a brute fighter type, you just want to blow everything up. And I think the example they give is, but you have to make a cake. Let's see if that was the actual one, or a souffle, or so it's something that would be, or bananas Foster is the one that they actually give. And that needs to be done because you have to give it to the villain to try to bribe your way into the compound. No one has a cooking skill, but you decide, I'm going to do it. And you go, okay, well, if you can describe the plot hole in 2 sentences, then I think you get a bonus on it. It's really kind of cool. So the example they give is that, in our Bananas Foster example, your heavy gunner might say, Grandma always had Julia Child on in the kitchen. I miss my grandma. And in honor of Grandma, you make Bananas Foster to give to the big bad. It's really an interesting concept. I used to ride, if you're all of a sudden you want to be able to ride a motorcycle and not fall off, you can just say, I used to ride dirt bikes with my cousin on summer vacation. My mom hated it. And it's just out of character. You fill the plot hole, and then the GM will assign a penalty or a bonus depending on how well you do the plot hole. So I thought that was one of the neatest little tricks in the game, and that's something that I would love to put into other skills-based games. That you're not really good at all of this stuff, but this one thing, because of an experience you had as a kid, I'm going to think it up right at that moment. Then it's going to work. And I thought that was kind of a cool concept. So that's kind of neat. The way that the game was described or being sold at the Philly Area Gaming Expo was that he had a whole bunch of adventures you could buy that took up different tropes inside different action movies. This one is what is it? Hard Times in the Back Nine, where you are playing mini golf with the devil to save I think it's your uncle's soul, because he sold his soul to the devil to become the best mini golf player of all time. I mean, I heard that. I was like, well, I got to get this. But he was selling these modules, and I think they were only about $10. And then he was giving the core rulebook away for free. So I got that Hard Times on the Back Nine for $10, and then got the adventure book for free. And then one of my players who was with me at Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, he bought one that is essentially like Predator type concept. That's one of their larger adventures. As a matter of fact, it's over on my bed, so I can't grab it right now. So I have 2 versions or 2 books for the rules, and I might give one of these away. They're not very expensive. You can buy them on your own, but I might give one of them away when I hit 2,500 subscribers. So that would be kind of cool. And it's really, really early, and I don't have any actual viewers right now. So that's kind of fun. There I now have a viewer. So this is kind of cool. So 3-2-1 action. If you want to look at it, I will throw it in the chat window or in the description window below, and go check it out. Ham and Eggs Publishing, 3-2-1 action itself, and it's distributed on Drive-Thru RPG, and on Exalted Funeral is actually distributing it, which is really cool. Things that I have coming up on the channel. So I have read 3-2-1 action. I'm going to do a full review of that because I just think it's fun, and I like these small zine style games. I think it's a really good time. And so that's something that I'm going to be doing, and it'll be a very quick, very short review because it's a very quick, very short book. And my neighbor really wants, who's one of my players, wants this to play with all of our neighbors just so we can have some gonzo fun, and that should be a good time. After that, I have gotten the PDFs of the final version of Land of M coming in. So Land of M is like the Muppets meet post-apocalyptic, or like not post-apocalyptic, but like dystopia. Everything's kind of falling apart, and so that's kind of almost hits the nose too much on the head. But it's a really neat game. It's kind of interesting mechanics. It's very narrative first. I have a couple of critiques of the way the resolution mechanics are set up, just because so much is geared to success. But the first time I read it with one of the earlier PDFs, I didn't quite know what to make of it. This time I'm reading the final PDF, and I'm actually enjoying the game. I had originally backed this 2 years ago to play with my 5-year-old. I'm thinking the game might be a little complex. The character sheets are very, very busy for my 5-year-old right now, but in a year or so, he'll definitely be able to play this game. And this might be the second game he plays. It might be the third. We'll talk about that in a second. And so that's something I'm looking forward to finishing reading. And it's a very fast read. It's a big book, and I got the 3-box set. So I'm really looking forward. It should be shipping soon, so I'm excited for that. And that's kind of what's going on with that. And then I'm still trying to read the Marvel Multiverse game. I don't know what it is, but I can't get into this game. I love Marvel Comics. This is what I collected when I was a kid. I loved the original Marvel superheroes role-playing game by TSR back in the day. That was one of my favorite things to collect for. I think the action table is very simple. I know a lot of people just don't agree with that, but that's kind of where my nostalgia is. So I'm trying to figure out, am I having a nostalgia block reading this game, or do I just not comprehend the actual mechanics of the game or the way that it's designed to run? I just got done the combat section, which is before the character creation section. I actually like that about the layout of the book, is that they explain the mechanics and then get into character creation, because when you're doing character creation, you sometimes, especially with a game like this, you need to know how the mechanics work. So I like the way they have the game laid out. But I got done the combat section, and for the most part, I have no idea how this game is supposed to function at the table. And I think there's some blocks with me. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, I've been reading so many rules like games that I'm having trouble seeing a whole bunch of crunch come into a system where I'm having a mental block. So I'm trying to process that, or if there's a nostalgia block, because that's always a thing. Well, this isn't the game that I played when I was a kid. So that's the reality too. So I'm trying to figure that out, or if the game's just dang confusing. And that's kind of what I'm wrestling with right now. I'm not taking to the game. It's difficult for me to read it, which I don't like. I should enjoy this book, and I just don't right now. So I'm reading it piecemeal. I'm trying to get through it. That will be a review that I have coming up. Because I am taking so long to read it, I'm going to be reading some other games alongside it, so it'll probably extend out my Marvel Multiverse review further on. Do you guys have any games like that where everything about the game you think you should like, but for whatever reason, when you get into it, you just have difficulty digesting it, and you don't quite understand how the game's supposed to look when it gets to the table? That's what I'm having a struggle with right now. So if you have games like that, you want to leave a comment in chat. I don't think I have any viewers right now, but it'll nice to have somebody here a little later on. Let's see if I have any. Nope, just me. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section below later on, I would love to hear if there's any games like that that hit you. This is the second one I've had. No, the third one I've had. So this was one I had a real difficult time kind of comprehending how Scum and Villainy is supposed to look at the table. So when I got about 100 pages into that and just gave up, and someone said you should read Blades in the Dark first, because it makes it all make more sense. So I'm going to try to do that. And then Kids on Brooms, which I just, for whatever reason, my brain couldn't quite get through the book. So those are 3 games that I've hit out of all the games that I've read. And it's always frustrating for me to encounter that. I don't like having do not finish books or games, and that doesn't make me happy. So I'm going to plow through, and I'm going to get to the end, and we'll see how it works. Beyond those things, I do want to do a report, which will probably be my scripted video for this week. I ran my Numenera group at our local brewery, Brewery 33 in Riverton, New Jersey. We had a great time, ordered some pizza, so hit that cliche. That was great. Had some wonderful beers. They have, if you ever get to Riverton and go to Brewery 33, their extra special bitter, their ESB, is really, really good. And they have a maple beer that I could not drink because I don't know if I would have remembered what was happening in the game, but that goes down really smooth. And they have they have a porter and a stout that are both excellent. So they have a lot of beers that I really like. And I can get there really easily, so that's kind of fun. But we had our group there. I actually had one of my friends show up a little later on, said, "I want to see what this is like," and was actually watching. So I'm kind of hoping we make that a semi regular thing, and encourage some folks to come in. It's their slow night when their tasting room is open. A lot of folks aren't coming on Thursday night for obvious reasons, but that might draw some people out. If that would be fun for them, that would be fun for us. And folks had a blast in the environment, so that was kind of cool too. So I'm going to do a report of our experience running at the brewery and what happened inside the session. I think this is our fifth session now. And the group is very chaotic. I will say that we started out and I was trying to figure out what they were doing that day. I had a couple things that they were setting, and they decided they didn't have any money and went to do odd jobs. That was the first hour of the session. It was a lot of fun because I got to do a whole lot of lore drops and a little background information that was part of the tasks that they were doing. So it was neat improv for me, but it was a little weird that that's how they wanted to spend their first hour of our time together. And we play once a month. So that was interesting. So I'll do that as my scripted content this week. That should be fun for me. I hope it's fun for you. And then on Thursday at noon, Bob Worldbuilder is coming onto the channel. I'm going to be talking with him about his experience becoming, that person that now this is his career, making content for role-playing games, especially on his YouTube channel, and some of his experiences, because his first con that he ever went to was PAX this year, and had an experience that I will be insanely jealous of for the rest of my life. So well done for that, Bob. And that's kind of what I have coming up. Got a lot of games going on. I'm going to get to play in a Phase Rip game next Sunday. Actually going to dodge one of the championship games so I can play. Someone's been wanting to GM for a while and have me at the table, so I'm looking forward to doing that. That will not be live streamed. And then I got a lot of planning to do for EcclesiaCon. So that's kind of what's going on. So just a quick report on a happy Monday. I'm a little bummed that this thing did not work for the chat and pinned messages. That made me very sad. It should have worked, but it did not, and that kind of depresses me. So, oh well. It was worth a try, but it didn't work. But I got to talk about 3-2-1 action and some things coming up. So we'll see if I even leave this up, because it's slightly embarrassing. But anyway, that's what I got going on. You all have a wonderful day. I have some things to do for my day off and hopefully start writing my review for 3-2-1 action and for my session report at the Brewery 33 with my Numenera group. You all have a wonderful day.